Oh, and if you need some inspiration, there's a technical exposition at the Albert Hall this week.
If you need more inspiration, just look at the handsome man sitting across the table from you, paying for your dinner.
They say the paper's getting all sorts of letters from people saying you're their inspiration.
Genuine inspiration, right?
People who are ready to throw in the towel are finding inspiration in their new hero, Jim Braddock.
An inspiration?
I am the creator of a television show that gives hope and joy and inspiration to millions.
She's been a crucial inspiration to my work.
Brandon, especially the early episodes, was truly a source of inspiration.
You often spoke of him as being your inspiration for joining Starfleet.
Well, see, this gives me a little inspiration, but it's not for a column. It's more like...
What great inspiration will you bestow?
It's inspiration! In the history of science,
We have to present them with proof.
My young Matthew, inspiration is like a baby.
Inspiration requires peace and tranquility.
My inspiration, my everything.
They said I was their inspiration.
Keep a pen nearby whenever you feel the inspiration.
You see, Gandhi draws his inspiration not from a Hindu scripture, but from Henry David Thoreau.
You can't rush inspiration.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
His battle was a courageous one. And his strength...
What a load of shit, huh, kid?
...was a source of inspiration for each and every one of us.
In Maxine, Malkovich had found his mentor, his muse, his inspiration.
Find yourself someone whose inspiration blossoms, the more you lose.
If you need inspiration, just imagine her reaction to that.
It came to me last night, in a flash of inspiration.
Responsibility.
But for a 30-year-old pastor, it was a big responsibility.
Legal responsibility, large financial...
Maybe so. But tell me, where is the editorial responsibility in publishing records of this nature?
on it! No! I refuse to accept the responsibility!
Kennedy taking public responsibility for the failure.
You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it.
Example, but if she does not, that is her problem, not mine. Just as the rug is your problem. Just as every bum's lot in life is his own responsibility, regardless of who he chooses to blame.
No, I mean that it's about taking responsibility.
I mean, you guys didn't really think you could avoid responsibility, did you? This was your job, goddammit! This was your responsibility!
Well, where's the editorial responsibility in not publishing them?
Then you have just inherited his responsibility as chief medical officer.
Of a marriage, responsibility, you know, all these just ideas of how...
Responsibility. It's not about what I want anymore.
And as CEO of Rain Enterprises, I have to take responsibility for it.
He wants to give you more responsibility. You interested?
Live these two lives and then not take responsibility when something happens.
You'll never have to experience this yourself, but when two men are in a situation like me and your dad were for as long as we were, you take on certain responsibilities of the other.
Have you ever had a single moment's thought about my responsibilities?
And that ultimately it's just a simple action of committing yourself, you know, meeting your responsibilities that matters.
You ever thought for a single solitary moment about my responsibilities to my employers? Has it ever occurred to you that I have agreed to look after the Overlook Hotel until May the 1st? Of course you are. Have you ever thought about my responsibilities?
Now I am aware of my responsibility.
Because failing that, I have responsibilities of my own, and they have to be met, even if that means a fight.
stuff.
I had two responsibilities. One was to coordinate logistical operations.
No responsibilities?
In other words, I have no responsibilities here whatsoever.
Like, invention comes with responsibilities you didn't ask for.
And he wants to assume his responsibilities. He wants to be a real father to Debbie. He can see it.
I've learned a lot about myself and about the responsibilities any man has to his fellow men.
So, once Hal becomes king, he has to take on the responsibilities of leadership and turn his back on his old drunken friend, Falstaff.
Your mother does not always assume responsibilities the way she should.
And so would it be fair to say that Grandma and Grandpa of normal intelligence had their real responsibilities? I have no responsibilities here whatsoever.
All this shit, all the world, like the responsibilities, all the problems, that stuff, man, that just disappears when I'm with you.
You have responsibilities.
I'll be quick. I'll do it quick.
The responsibilities of peacetime must now be considered.